beloved prince of the Rankul family, humble Shiveri, he has arrived. So too one day, the Lord will come to our path. As long as we keep chanting with faith, the Lord definitely will come our way. Let us all sing. Rama Rama Gatte Gatte Bitire O Maria Rama Rama Gatte Gatte Bitire O Maria A beautiful bhajan indeed that relates the Katha of Ma Shiveri. So tonight we are in Arena Kand. Bal Kand is the root. Ramayana Kalp Vriksh ki chaya hai. The Ramayana is like a Kalp vrik. It is like a wishy tree. A tree that gives very comfortable shade. We have started with Barkan, which is the root of this tree, the foundation. Last night we had Ayodhya, which is the trunk of the tree. Tonight, Arindakan are the numerous branches where the Lord branches out into the forest. Met with so many great individuals, not rich individuals. Right? In the forest, no rich people live there. All the great, powerful, wealthy kings live in the city. The Lord says, I am going to my poorest devotee. Isn't this wonderful of the Lord? When you are poor, then and only then we pray more. Isn't that true? Okay. When you are rich and you have everything, you think a little less about that. Let's be real, truthful. But poor does not mean that you're in suffering. It means that you are detached from wealth, so to speak. We all need wealth to survive. Yes, we must work. We must have. We must save. We must give. But rich means being attached to it. Poor meaning we are detached to it. Simple as that. Don't take poor as a bad word. So the Lord chooses to travel in the forest. And it is because of one individual, Kaikahima. Was she a good person or not a good person? Huh? Very good person, right? Because if it wasn't for Kaikahima, there wouldn't have been a Ramayana. Shri Ram would have been mingling Ayodhya and governed the kingdom, and that's it. Where would we find the Ramayana? So she was the one responsible for all of us being here. So we cannot say that she is a bad person. She was a very good person. She represents equality in all of us. We all have these three gunas in us. And the three queens of Rajadasha represent the three gunas. And the Rajadasha is beyond the gunas. Godly-like qualities. This is why he allowed everything to happen the way it should have happened. Like he represented the Tamasic queen, Sumitra the Rajasic, and the Kaushila Rani, the Sattvic. Because true Sattvic, true truth, God came. Lord Shri Ram appeared through Ma Kaushila Rani. So we must bear all of this in mind. So Arindakan, we are here. And we will see this very important meeting of the Lord with a very great devotees. Shavani by name. Now I want to bring us a point. What you should expect in this katha. The first and foremost point you will experience here is the importance of a guru. Many of us have gurus. How many of us retreat to the feet of our Guru and accept his knowledge? We cannot wait until the Guru comes to us. We have to go to the Guru and seek knowledge from him. This is why we have a Guru. Because mother gave birth to a child, hands the child to a Guru, and the Guru shows the child the path to God. This is exactly what happened to Shavani. But in her situation, it was a little bit different, where her parents is concerned. So the first thing we will experience in this katha is the importance of the Guru. The second thing we will experience is the word that is called faith. Faith. We must always have faith in our faith, F-A-T-E. F-A-I-T-H in our F-A-T-E. We will experience that in this katha. We will also experience puja in this katha, but a different puja from what we do with our murtis. We will experience that. We will also experience how important it is to bow, to show respect, to honor someone or everyone. All of this will relate in this katha tonight. And ultimately, if time permits, we will experience the 9 types of devotion. And if any one of us perform one only with great love and devotion, we will have the Lord reside or visit us at our home. These are some points I want to bring out before I commence. So we will commence this beautiful katha tonight. And I want to present this visit to Bhagwan Ram to the home of one of his devotees. And in this episode, Tulsidas Ji brings out in no uncertain terms the procedure of worship, what we call puja. All of us, we perform puja, which is called the Sagun Brahm worship. Every year, our family prayers, we gather at home, we invite our pandits, our priests to come, and we cook how much curry? 7 curry. Why do we cook 7 curry? Why not 8 curry? Why not 6? Why is this 7? Anybody know? I know some of you know. 7 what? 7 light?
7 curry.
Yeah, why you cook 7 curry?
Because you eat rice.
Okay, alright, okay. I will accept that, but that's not the correct answer. So when you sit to perform your puja,
That was the easier one.
yes. So when you sit down to do your puja, you wash your feet of the Lord with Panchamrit and become chairman after you wash your feet. Then you offer clothing and janeu, you offer fragrance, you offer dubras, you offer rice. All these you offer. This is worshiping the Lord that we will see tonight. Okay, I'm not dealing with that. I'm dealing with this separate. At the end, what do you do? What do you offer to the Lord? Clove, elaichi, honey, dahi, sugar, right? What else? Prashadam, Mohambog, Supari, right? What? Dakshina, alright, Dakshina is a gift. Right. So, those ingredients that you offer the clove, elaichi, etc., they are 7 in number. And it is recommended that when you offer these 7 ingredients to the Lord, lamang, kapura, kambulam, elaichi, and swaf, madhu, sharka, all of these total up to 7. When you offer it with love, then the Lord accepts it. The devotees accept it and shower blessings on you. So the same amount you offer to God, the same amount you prepare for your guests. So you treat your guests equally to how you treat God. Isn't that wonderful? So this is the way the 7 curry tradition came from. And when you offer in your puja, you offer on a leaf, no fancy plate where we eat on. Puri leaf, right. This is where the tradition of eating in the puri leaf, the lotus leaf. And what happens when you finish? Eat with your hands. You lick your fingers because it tastes more delicious. Right? Isn't that true? I love to eat on the leaf. Every time I go to the island, I make sure the leaf is nasty with my hand and then chat it. That's my tradition. So it is a tradition of the devotees, my devotees of God. So we will experience all of this in this katha. So tonight, we are going to hear of a classical case where in reality the Lord visit this devotee who was prepared for him. And in this context, it will show that this devotee never gave up hope, never gave up his faith, her faith. She spent her entire life preparing from a little child, advanced in age, in older age, never ever give up for a day. And I'm sure, this is all our desires. We pray to him, we are chanting to him, and we want to make sure he accepts our prayers. We are overjoyed and oversatisfied with the darshan of the Lord. But tonight, this very moving part of Ramayana comes to attention because thousands of people are eager to listen to this katha. So much so that Tulsidas Ji, in his writing, said in a doha, Jivan Mukta Brahma. So much emphasis is being given to listen to Ram's katha. And Tulsidas Ji here is saying, Jivan Mukta Brahma par charitas nahi tajibhya. That many saints and sages spending their entire life in dhyan, in meditation, hoping that in that process they will attain their goal. Charitas nahi tajibhya. But Tulsidas Ji says, Jivanamukta, when they are about to achieve that goal, Charitas sunahi tajibhya, they give up that dhyan, that meditation, and Jai Hari Kathana Karahi Rahi, Ki Hari Apasha, and they began to listen. They just yearn to listen to the glories of the Lord. Then he speaks to all of us in this world. He says, Jai Hari Katha Nakarahi Rahi, Ki Hari Apasha. That person who has no yearning, passion means stone-hearted. That person who has no yearning to listen to Ram's katha, then that person is known as Pasha, stone-hearted. Such a person is called stone-hearted person. So important, Tulsidas Ji puts it over for all of us. And he described now in Aranyakanda that how Mahashivali received the Lord in her bosom. Mahashivali was told by her guru that, oh child, I want you to stay at this ashram. clean this ashram, prepare this ashram for the saints and sages. I will quit this body, but one day the Lord will walk this very path and come to this ashram, which is your hut. Now Shivalima, she was a little girl. Why? How come she get into the forest? How come she ended up in the forest? When she was about to get married, the night prior to the wedding, she looked into their backyard and saw a few animals tied with rope. I would guess it's a goat or a sheep, right? So she was very much inquisitive. So she asked her father, Pitaji, what are those animals doing there? And he replied, oh child, tomorrow after your wedding, the next day is called Kangan there. They're going to be slaughtered, and we will all feast and enjoy and marry ourselves. Celebrate your wedding. That's what he answered the father. She did not say a word. What she did, in the midst of the night, she opened one of the windows at the back of the house, jumped over, and rushed to the forest. She says, because of my happiness, those innocent, helpless animals will be slaughtered. For my happiness, that didn't happen. So she jumped and she escaped from the home. And that is how she ended up in the forest, saving those animals' life. And she hid in the bushes next to. I would guess it's goat or sheep, right? So she was very much inquisitive. So she asked her father, Pitaji, what are those animals doing there? And he replied, oh child, tomorrow after your wedding, the next day is called Kangan Day, right? They're going to be slaughtered, and we will all feast and enjoy and marry ourselves. Celebrate your wedding. That's what he answered the father. She did not say a word. What she did, in the midst of the night, she opened one of the windows at the back of the house, jumped over, and rushed to the forest. She says, because of my happiness, those innocent, helpless animals will be slaughtered. For my happiness, that isn't happening. So she jumped and she escaped from the home. And that is how she ended up in the forest, saving those animals' life. And she hid in the bushes next to the ashram of Matanga Rishi. And that is where she attained most of her knowledge. Until one day, Rishi Matanga saw her and called her. You know, in those days, female are not allowed in the ashram of saintly men. But this guru had saw something different after inquiring about her sad plight. This Guru Matanga Rishi accepted her because she saw some divinity in her. And so the Guru Matanga Rishi explained to her that, Betty, stay in this ashram here. Prepare, clean this ashram. Clean that pathway where the saint and the sages walk, so there's no thorns, there's no pimples. And offer flowers, for one day the Lord will walk right on this path and come visit you. This was the word of Matanga Rishi and devotees of God. That day came when the Lord walked that very path. When the words of the Guru came true. Remember the first message? The importance of a Guru. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. शबरी देखी राम गृह आए, ओ मुनि के वचन समझ जिया भाई। शबरी देखी राम गृह आए, मुनि के वचन समझ जिया भाई। श्री राम जय राम सरस जलोचन बाहु साला, सरस जलोचन बाहु साला। जटा मुकुट सिर उर बनमाला, जटा मुकुट सिर उर बनमाला। श्यामा गौर सुंदर दो भाई, ओ राम 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 हरि राम। श्यामा गौर सुंदर दो भाई, शिवरी परी चरण लपटाई। श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम। प्रेम से श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। ब्यूटिफुली शबरी जी ने श्री रामचंद्र जी को घर में आया देख कर शबरी को मुनिवर मतंग के वचन याद आ गए और वहां प्रसन्न हो गई। शबरी became very happy when she saw these two brothers approaching, and instantly she remembered Muni ke vachan, the words of her guru. Now, devotees, it is very important for us to note that Shivani had no difficulties at all recognizing the Lord. From the time she saw these two brothers approaching her hut, right away she remembered the words of her guru and she recognized the Lord. Now, we know that Hanumanji is a very, very close devotee of Lord Rama. We know that Lord Krishna has Arjuna as a very close devotee. And now we are seeing Shivani Mahi. Now, out of these three devotees of God, Arjuna, Hanuman, and Shivani, which one is the greatest? Let me hear some answers now. Which one is the greatest?
They all great.
Who?
They all great.
No, there is one greatest. That's why I asked the question. This is how we will learn, right? So, Lalita says Shivani. Who agree with her? Raise your hand. Not much of you. Okay, half of you. Hanumanji, who says Hanumanji? Raise your hand. Okay, we have a few. Okay. Who says Lord Arjuna?
Nobody? All right, then we talk with Ramayana, right? And we love about Bhagavad Gita. Now when Hanumanji approached the Lord, and that katha came right after this katha. This is the last katha in Aranyakand. And then Kishkindakan started. Last year I read about that. The meeting of Hanumanji and Shri Ram. This is the meeting of Shivadi and Ram. When Hanumanji approached the Lord, he went in disguise. So he did not recognize the Lord until the Lord began to speak. Then he realized he is standing before the Lord. Arjuna 12th chapter God, he was speaking to Krishna, and he did not realize that he is talking to the Lord. When the Lord Krishna told Arjuna in one of the shloka that, "O Arjuna, many were your births before I have known them all, but you don't." And Arjuna said, "What are you talking about, Krishna? How would you know all my births? And I don't." He says, "Look into my mouth and tell me what you see." And when Arjuna looked into Krishna's mouth, he was amazed at what he saw. He saw millions of universes in the mouth of Krishna. Then he realized that, yes, he's standing and speaking before the Lord. So you see, Hanumanji had a little problem. Arjuna had problem too. But did Shri had any problem? No. And look at her quality. She was thrown out of the village. She was scorned by the village. Her own father kicked him out of the house and smeared a bad name of her that she must never return. She caused disgrace to the family when she left. But this is something we have to learn too. Has she done something good by leaving the wedding night? I know it's embarrassing for the Dulahin father and parents that the Dulahin run away. It's an embarrassment. But why she ran away? She saved the life of many innocent, helpless animals. So she did something good, right? I would say she did something good. But she caused abandon to the family. But the family, that's material things. But she looked at the souls of these innocent animals. And this is what makes her the greatest devotee. So if we be like Shivadima, we will never, ever have any problem recognizing the Lord. Right away, instantly, she recognized the Lord. And the Chaupai says, Shivari dekhi Rama griha Rama Griha means her home, her hut. Rama Griha Ai means Ram is coming. Shivari dekhi. From a distance, she saw the Lord coming. Rama Griha Ai. Rama Lakshman approaching. And right away, Muni ke vachan samujhajiya bhai. Right away, she remembered the words of her Guru. Now that Lord Rama standing before Shivadima, look how she described the Lord. Sarase jalochana, with large, beautiful eyes, lotus-like eyes. Bahusala, long, powerful arm. Jata mukut sira, his hair tied in a tusk on top of his head. Urabanamala, and he was decorated with beautiful flowers from the flowers, with that beautiful garland. She continues, Syama Gaura Syam or Gauri. Syam, dark, Gauri, fair. One of them is fair in complexion, one of them is dark in complexion. Lord Shri Ram was dark, Lakshman was fair. Syama Gaurav Sundar Do Bhai. Sundar Do Bhai. Do means two, Bhai means brother. Sundar means they were extremely handsome. Words are inadequate to express the beauty of Ram and Lakshman. And what is most admirable in this chaupai is Shivari Pari Charan Lapatai. Shivari fell to the feet of the Lord, grab onto the feet of the Lord, and fill her heart with joy. This is how Shivari Ma received the Lord. My dear devotees of God, isn't this wonderful? We pray to the Lord. Here is the Lord brought himself to a devotee in person, not the murti, in person. We are invoking the presence of the Lord. That is called Sagundra. And yes, we vision in our mind the looks of the Lord through these murtis. Lord Shri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Bolo.
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva.
Chapter 18, verse 65. Man mana bhava mad bhakto Mariyaji mam namaskaro Mam vivaishayasi satyam prakijani priyo se ame. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari. Go ahead. The words of Lord Shri Krishna comparing to this beautiful katha. Man mana bhava mad bhaktu. Lord Krishna says, fix your mind unto me, come to me, bow to me, prostrate upon me, be devoted to me. I promise you will attain me. This is all it needs. And this is exactly what Shivari Ma did. She fixed her mind from the time she was told by her guru. And I must emphasize a little bit about Guru. The very first chaupai in the Ramayana, Tulsidasi bowed to him. Bando Guru Pad Padma Paragan Suruchi Subhasa Sarasa Anuraga Bando Guru Pad Padma Paragan Suruchi Subhasa Sarasa Anuraga. Bandhu Guru. The first word in the Ramayana, Bandhu, means to bow. We talk about the points. We talk about the Guru. Bandhu Guru Pada. Pada means the feet. Parama Parag means the dust. The dust from the feet of your Guru. When you take your right thumb, this is how you bow to the feet of your Guru. You take your right thumb, touch the right toenail of the Guru, and place it on your forehead. And you become enlightened. Now, let us be realistic here. How can you take the dust from the feet of a guru? We can throw a bucket of dust and take it and touch it on your forehead, and you become enlightened. How is that possible? It means that para, that dust means the knowledge that the Guru passed on to you with great humility. When you utilize that teachings of the Guru, then you become enlightened. This is the power of the Guru. And this is the power of bowing. Bowing is an expression of your willingness to surrender. So we surrender, Shivari Ma, bowing in person to the feet of the Lord. And this is the first action of Shivari Ma. When we bow, this is how we bow to the Lord. When we touch the feet of the Murti, the song says, "Oh, मैं एक नन्हा सा, मैं एक छोटा सा बच्चा हूँ, तुम हो बड़े बलवान, प्रभु जी मेरे लाज रखो। ओ मैं एक
नंदा सा, मैं एक छोटा सा बच्चा हूँ, तुम हो बड़े बलवान, प्रभु जी मेरे लाज रखो। मैं एक नंदा सा,
प्रभु जी मेरे लाज रखो, प्रभु जी मेरे लाज रखो, प्रभु जी मेरे लाज रखो। मैं एक नन्हा सा, मैं एक नन्हा सा। Oh Lord, I'm so small, I'm so tiny, I'm so insignificant. मैं एक छोटे सा बच्चा हूँ, I'm your child. But look at the estimation of you, O Lord. Tumaho bare balawan. You are the estimation of you. You cover the entire universe. Your feet alone cover the entire earth. Your second footstep cover the entire heaven. Tumaho bare balawan. Hey Prabhu ji. O मैं एक नन्हा सा, मैं एक छोटा सा बच्चा हूँ, तुम हो बड़े बलवान, प्रभु जी मेरे लाज रखो, प्रभु जी मेरे लाज रखो। This is how we must perform and present ourselves when we go to our murtis and pray. We are a child, we are insignificant, we are very tiny. We stand before the Lord, and when we lift our prasadam, it is not the banana that will captivate or capture the Lord's heart, but the love and compassion, our faith in Him. This song says, "Mai ek nanda sa, mai ek chota sa bachcha hu." When we offer, we must surrender everything. Our thought, our mind, our body, our soul, everything. You come to pray and surrender. My dear devotees of God, Shivari Ma bowed to the feet of the Lord, welcomed the Lord, and now she's preparing to do puja to the Lord. Tulsidas writes, as Shivari Ma commends worship of Lord Shri Ram in person. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Everybody.
Ram Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Prema Madana Mukha Vachanana Ava Puni Puni Para श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। वह प्रेम में ऐसा मग्न हो गई कि उसके मुख से वचन नहीं निकलता, बार बार उनके चरण कमलों में सिर नवाते हैं। In this Chaupai devotees, Tulsidas ji tells us about the love that Shivari Ma had for the Lord. And coming from this, when we show our love for the Lord, it must come three ways: man, vachan, or karma se. Man, our mind, must be totally observed in concentrating upon the feet of the Lord. Our action must be virtuous, and our words must be sweet words. This Chaupai say, वह प्रेम में ऐसा मग्न हो गई. Shivari Ma was drowned in love for the Lord. मुख से वचन नहीं निकलता. She was so much overwhelmed that words are not coming out from her mouth to speak to the Lord. मुख से वचन नहीं निकलता. Now, many times, there are two times rather, when we cannot speak. When we are overjoyed, sometimes we don't have words to say, right? Isn't that true? And when we are over sad, we don't have words to speak. These are the two ways. But in the case of Ma Shivari, she was overwhelmed with that joy, that happiness, that today the words of my Guru comes true, and the Lord is standing before me. No words. She don't know what to say. Shivari caught herself into this condition. Vachan nahi nikalta, no words coming from her mouth. What she did? Puni puni pada saroja sirnava. She just continued to bow all the time. Keep bowing to the feet of the Lord because she don't know what to do. Again and again she bows saroj, the lotus feet of the Lord. So Tulsidas is showing us here, especially in puja, not only words must echo, but we must pay attention to the mind, the deeds, the actions, and then puja will be accepted by the Lord. Here's a very important note. When you visit someone whom did not see you for a long time, right? Imagine, you always bring a gift for that person, right? You went away to another state or somewhere, you go to India. Now let's say India. We go to India a lot, right? Lalita went so many times. Chandra went this last time and she wanted to go back again. She's fighting me. Pandit, book the trip quick. All right, coming up. So when she come back, she buys so much things that she had to mail 3 boxes. Her suitcase full of. She brought gift to share because she went away for 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks. And he said, Pandit, I have to buy a gift for all my family and friends. My wife did that too. Oh, she gets 6 boxes. So when we leave home and then we return, we come with a gift with love. We buy it with love. But the sad thing is, when you give a person that gift and you gone, and when the person opened the gift, some people narrow-minded and say, this what this man give me? This cheap gift this man give me? You know, instead of that relationship being built stronger, one person is severing that relationship. When somebody gives you a gift, accept it, man, with love. Take it. Even if you don't like it, accept it with whole heart and thank the person. Right? That is the power giving of accepting a gift. So, what kind of gift Lord Sri Ram brought for Shivari? Remember, he is visiting. And what we see in Ramayana, what gift Sri Ram brought for Shivari Ma? Anybody know? Huh? What gift Sri Ram brought for Shivari? By downs, I know, down, no? Huh? Our DJ says curry. Yes. The Lord brought the gift of Himself. What is the greatest gift? The Lord. The Lord brought Himself, His presence. This is what a gift was given to the Shevarima and devotees. Tab then, Sundar Jal Lai Chadana Pakari. Shevarima now brought water. Remember, all this time now, puja is going on. She brought water, washes the feet of the Lord. This is how you know when we do Vyas Puja there. Babahinji there, Babalu Dharampatni. She said, Panditji, we want to wash your feet. I said, throw water in my water, feels so cold and nice. Washing the feet of the Lord with a beautiful, soft, sweet-smelling water. Unke sundar asan baiti. After washing the feet of the Lord, then she gave a sundar. Listen to these words. Unke sundar asano baitai. A beautiful seat. Now let us think for a second. Let us be realistic. Shivari, a very poor person, live in a hut. What kind of seat would she offer to the Lord? When you get your guests, where you put them to sit down in your living room, you get a nice soft couch, right? Cushion seat. But here's Tulsidasi using the word Sundar Asan Baiti. The Shivarima prepared and gave the Lord a very beautiful seat. Now, the way you offer a seat to somebody make a big difference, right? When somebody come to your house and they say, okay, let me move this cloth from here, he doesn't. Quick time, you say, all right, come sit down right here. Right? That's not a good way of offering a seat. You know, you prepare it nice and make sure it is very, very comfortable for someone. This is how Shivari offered, although it was the ground, we could imagine, but Shivari prepared it with love. Let this key word in love must put into everything that you do when you offer something to someone. Now, all this time, I hope you remember puja is going on. This is exactly how when we invoke the presence of the Lord on the Bedi, this is exactly what you do. We wash and we bow and we do everything. Now it is time now for Shivarima to offer bhojan. Now the dance somebody, right, in this beautiful doha. Tulsidasi writes about this. Now you, DJ, now this is curry coming, right? Kandamula phala surasayati. O Ram 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 शिवरी ने बहुत ही रसीले और स्वादिष्ट कंद मूल फल लेकर श्री राम जी को दिया। प्रभु का बार बार सराहना करके उनके प्रेम पूर्वक खाया। Beautifully. Shivari now offer food to the Lord. What type of food can Shivari offer? Doha says, Kand, Mool or Phal. These were given to the Lord. Kand means bulb, Mool means root, Phal means the fruits. These three words need philosophical interpretation. It is not only the fruit in the thali you offer to the Lord. When you offer your prasadam, nice beautiful thali with all different types of fruit, binay kare hum hath jore prasadam mera prabhu lijiye. This is a solemn petition you make to the Lord as you lift your thali with the fruits and the flowers and the mohan bhog and so on and so forth. And you're telling the Lord, oh Lord, I'm making this offering to you. Mishtana panam, you offer pan leaf. The pan leaf represents your humility. Oh Lord, I'm offering my humility to you from my heart. Mishtana panam pal. Pal is the fruits. The fruits represent my savings, my earnings, my accumulations. Everything that you bless me with, Lord, I am offering back to you as gratitude. Thank you, O Lord. That's what the fruit represents. The flowers represents your divine love. You're telling the Lord, oh Lord, my heart is pregnant with that love as I offer this prasadam to you. This is what the thali contains, my dear devotees of God. So Prabhu sahit, Prabhu khaye. Prema sahit, Prabhu khaye. And with great love, the Lord began to eat the fruits with great love because it was offered with tremendous love from Shivari's heart. And yes, in the Ramanand Sagar it says, Juta Bai. Right? Shivari was tasting the Bible because she wants to give the Lord the best, the sweetest one. Is that something wrong? You know, sometimes when you make a sweet rice and smile, you don't want to taste it. Right? It's okay, you can take put that in your hand and just touch your tongue. You want to give your guests, give God the sweetest one. If you're short of sugar, you'll add more sugar. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not juta the thing. You know, you're just tasting it to make sure. Shivari Ma did that, and the Lord accepted. So why do you think the Lord wouldn't accept yours if you just take a little and taste it? All right, I'm not telling you to do that, right? But I'm telling you it's okay. So here are these offering to the Lord by Shivari Ma. Kandamul Pal Sudasati. And the word ras means sweet. Suras means extremely sweet. Surasa ati, extremely sweet. And remember, all this time, the puja that Shivari Ma is going on, is performing. Shri Ram didn't say anything yet. He's accepting all the puja by his devotees in person. Now Shivari Ma prepared to speak to the Lord. What was the word? Adhamati नीच से भी नीच. Now this is a very dangerous chaupai. But we will learn a great lesson here from the Lord. Adham ati nari. जो नीच से भी नीच स्त्री है, उनमें भी अत्यंत नीच निकृष्ट है. मेरी बात सुनो. Shiveri stood before the Lord with folded hands, and she gazed upon the Lord with atyant preet bhakti, with tremendous love and devotion. She meditated before the Lord. She offered these wonderful words, words of dynamism, words that brings tears to the Lord's eye. She says, O Lord, adhamati adham, out of those who are the lowest of the low, not the low, but the lowest of the low, adham ati nari. I am such as low. Dinham atimai atimand aghari. Of all women in this world, I am the lowest of the low. I am the most dull-witted, O destroyer of sins. Explain to me why. Kaharagupati sunu bhamini mata. The Lord said to Shiveri that, O divine mother, I recognize no relationship except that of faith and devotion. According to the measurement of your devotion that one gives me, that is what result the reward. And Lord conclude his answer to Shiveri with these beautiful words. Jati pati kula dharma barai, dan bal parijan guna chaturai. Beautiful, powerful words. Words that Lord Krishna used himself. Pratama bhakti santana karasanga dushara rati mama katha prasanga. And he continued with the 9 devotion there. But jati pati kul dharma varai. The Lord said, O Shiveri, jati means the caste, pati means the relationship, kul means the family, dharma means the way of life. Varai, how good it is. Dhan means wealth, bal means strength, parijan means total relationship, gun means the quality, and the chaturai means the 4 categories. The Lord says, O Ma, he made this clarion call to the universe very distinctively, clearly, that in the 4 qualities of man, I recognize no caste, no color, no creed, no race, no religion, no gender, nothing. What is brought to me is faith and love. Faith in your Guru and bhakti. This is what the Lord recognized from his devotees. And devotees of God. Sometimes we wonder when we are being labeled by people that you cannot do this because you weren't born in that high standard of family. What did the bhajan said? In Uttarakhand, Dharmacharya always sing this beautiful Bare Bhagya, holy music. Bare Bhagya Manushya Tanu Pava Surdula Sulabha Sabha Grantahi Gava. 5 powerful words. Bare Bhag Manushtan Pava, the first part of the Chaupai. Qualify the statement. Bare means great. Bhag means blessings of fortune. Manush means man. Tan means the body. Power means to get. The words of the Lord in the last chapter, that is when he took the throne to govern. And that is the only chapter he did not show action. All the 6 chapters he teaches through actions. But the last chapter of the Ramayana, he teaches through his knowledge. That Bare Bhag Manush Tanapa, oh man, you are experiencing the greatest form of existence, that is the human body. Manush Tan Manush means man, tan means the body of a man. He didn't say the body of a Brahman or a Kshatriya or a Sudra or a Vaishnava. No, he says the body of a human being is the highest. So where does high and low came from? Where does this high and low came from? None of us is being born a doctor, but many of us become a doctor. None of us are born a policeman, but we can pursue the goal what you want to achieve. This is the quality. Chaturvarnam Maya Sheshtam, chapter 4, verse 13. Chaturvarnam Maya Sheshtam, Guna Karma Vibhagasaha. Lord Krishna says that out of the 4, Chaturvarnam means the 4 qualities came from the Guna Karma Vibhagasa. Karma means when you perform these 3 gunas, it brings about the 4 qualities. So how can you get 4 from 3? How can we get 4 from 3? This is something very deep that we have to consider. This is a Vedic mathematics now, right? How can we get the 4 Chaturvarnam, the 4 qualities from the 3 gunas? You know, every one of us, we have the 3 gunas, Tamogun, Satugun, and Rajagun. So we cannot tell ourselves that I am the greatest, or I'm the highest, or I'm high board. No. We have the gunas in us, all the 4 qualities in us. The qualities does not exist in God. The gunas does not exist in God. So we cannot pretend to be God by calling ourselves high bird and this bird and that bird. Look at the words of the Lord here. Chaturvarnam Maya Shishtam. You have Satugun, Rajagun, and Tamogun. But Satugun is in the governing force. That is number 1 quality, supported by Rajagun, a mixture of good and bad, and a very little tinge of tamasic quality. We all have it. But if any one of us possess more, when we have in governance the sattvic quality, then you are labeled as the highest form. You're living the highest life. Let's say the Brahman life. Kshatriya now, Rajagun come in the governing force, supported by Satugun, and again tinge of Tamogun. That is the second quality. I'm defining to you how you get 4 from 3. Vedic mathematics. That is the Kshatriya quality. Rajagun is in the governing force, supported by good quality, Sattvic, and a very little tinge of Tamasic. The Vaishnava now, Rajagun remain there, but the Tamasic come into the middle, take over Sattvic, and Sattvic come to the end. So we have Rajasic quality governing, then you have Tamasic in the middle supporting it, and very little Sattvic. This is the merchant type people, right? The business kind of people, the salesperson that come to your home to sell you something. When they sell you something and they smile, you gotta pay for that smile too. That is the Vaishnava, merchant people. You know, everyone is important. And the Sudra, the last quality, how you get the 4 from 3, is the opposite of the first one. Tamogun, Rajagun, Satugun. This is how you get the 4 varnas from the 3 qualities. And the 3 qualities exist in each and every one of us. And the 4 varnas also exist in all of us. So how can we call ourselves that I born in a great family and you do not born in a great family? You cannot do certain things. Please read your scripture, comprehend it, assimilate it, understand it before you open your mouth. So devotees, here are the words of the Lord. I'm quoting the Lord's words. I'm not quoting what I feel like talking. So my dear devotees of God, I think Dhamacharya, time up? Yes, I know. So it is the end of the katha. The 9 type of devotion, I cannot touch that. Okay, if I start, I will just dive into the, I will bridge. I will be unjust to Dhamacharya and for you. I will conclude this katha here. So remember in my opening remarks, first and foremost, give reverence to your Guru. Because through the medium of the Guru, right? Through the medium of your Guru, He can show you the path to God. What happened to Shivani man? The Lord came to her doorstep. Bowing, the third thing we must learn to bow to each other. When we say namaste, it is the divinity in me. Surrender to the divinity in you. When we say namaste or Ram Ram or Salam Alaikum, it's a greetings of love from God. Now why do we say Ram Ram twice? Right? Panaji, when you say Krishna Krishna, we say Ram Ram twice. Why do we say Ram Ram twice? Why not only one Ram? So if you look at Ram, Ra-A-Ma, in the Hindi alphabet, there are 36 letters, consonants. So Ra is the 27th consonant. A is the second vowel. And Ma is the 25th consonant. So 25 plus 2, the second one, that's 27 plus 27 is 54. So one Ram is equal to 54 actually. And when you double it, we get 108 bead. We got 108 Ram. So when you say Ram Ram, it means that you complete 108 job, but say it with love, please. Right? So Ram Ram, Jai Sita Ram. That's what we reply. So my dear devotees of God, let us love each other. Let us be compassionate to each other. And let us continue our journey to meet the Lord. Beautiful. I just want to close with this beautiful bhajan. लगन तुमसे लगा बैठे जो होगा देख जाएगा. I have become attached to you, O Lord. Whatever happens, you will see, and you will come to me. Just as how Shivani Ma become attached to the Lord for many, many years, and the Lord seen that, and the Lord came to her notice. लगन तुमसे लगा बैठे जो होगा देख जाएगा. लगन तुमसे लगा बैठे जो होगा देख जाएगा. तुम्हें अपना बैठा बना, तुम्हें अपना बना बैठे जो होगा देख जाएगा. तुमसे लगा बैठे जो होगा देख जाएगा. अभी दुनिया से करते थे कि छुप छुप याद करते थे. You have everything to do with this world, Lord. You're omnipotent, omnipresent. You're here, there, and everywhere. I shall always remember you. कि छुप छुप याद करती है. I will always remember you in silence. कभी दुनिया से करते थे कि छुप छुप याद करते थे, कि छुप छुप याद करते थे. अब पर्दा उठा बैठे, अब पर्दा उठा बैठे जो होगा देख जाएगा. लगन तुमसे लगा as long as we place our faith upon His lotus feet. Thank you all so much for your patience. Sorry that I went over. I don't have a clock, so I cannot keep the time. Nevertheless, a little extra as we call for seconds. प्रेम से श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय, बोलो श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. Thank you.
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम. शबरी देखी राम गृह आए, ओ मुनि के वचन समझ जिया भाई. शबरी देखी राम गृह आए, मुनि के वचन समुझ जिया भाई. श्री राम जय राम सरस जलोचन बाहु साला, सरस जलोचन बाहु साला. जटा मुकुट सिर उर बनमाला, जटा मुकुट सिर उर बनमाला. श्यामा गौर सुंदर दो भाई, ओ राम 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 श्री राम. श्यामा गौर सुंदर दो भाई, शिवरी परी चरण लपटाई. श्री राम जय राम बोलो everyone. श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम. श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम. राम प्रेम से श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. Beautifully.
I have to ask you to applaud. You applauded by yourselves. So that means you enjoyed your presentation, did you? Yes. So you've heard a wonderful exposition from the Aranyakand tonight, the Sri Ramacharita, and one of the most moving scenes of the Aranyakand, this meeting between the Lord and his favored devotee, Shabari. And if you have listened, I'm pretty sure all of you listened very thoroughly to Vyasji's presentation. And there are so many, many important points here that he revealed to us in this episode of the Aranyakand. See, first of all, Shabari was a woman, not a male, she was a female. And she was very much concerned about the fact, she says, Adhamate Adham Adham Adinari. Lord, I am the lowest among the low, and I have two inhibitions here. Number one, I'm dull-witted, and number two, I'm a woman. And apparently, back in the days, there was gender discrimination because the women were simply ostracized from society and not given the rightful position of the worship. So she was very cognizant of that barrier that she experienced at the time. But Sri Ram clarifies all of this, and here you see the wonders of our Lord Sri Ram. This meeting with Shebari was not at all accidental, right? Tahi dehi gati Rama udhara, Shebari ke ashram pagdhara. As our Vyasji recited to us in the Chaupai. Means that Sri Ram walked on foot. He didn't take a bicycle. He didn't take a chariot. He didn't take a car. He walked pag. He walked on foot. Now you have to understand that the thorny terrain of the forest there, what it did to the soft and tender feet of Sri Ram. But he braved all of these obstacles and he made it a point to visit this devotee. Not only because the Guru Matang predicted that Sri Ram was going to visit you one day, and she held on to those words of the Guru, and that is the main reason why the meeting was made possible, because if she had given up hope, see, the Gurus didn't say when Sri Ram will come. He didn't say he'll come next month, tomorrow, you're going to come next year. Sri Ram will come, period. Now, days went by, Sri Ram never showed up. Probably years went by, he never showed up. Any person would have gotten frustrated and said, well, Sri Ram is not going to come anymore. I'm going to abandon this ashram, I'm going to give up, I'm going to go. But she held on steadfastly to the words of her Guru, because she had faith in the Guru, faith in the Guru's words. And our Vyasji very, very beautifully told us about the power of the Guru, so much so that Tulsi Dasi Banda Guru Padmparaga, Surachi Subhasuratandraga, the first Chaupai of the Ramayana, where he pays obeisance to his Guru, because of his Guru he became Tulsi Das. So he always had reverence for his Guru. So Shebari also, she had this reverence for her Guru, and in the Guru's words as well. So the Guru made a promise, and then Sri Ram eventually came. Now let me ask you a question. Don't you all of you want Sri Ram to visit you too? Huh? Yes or no? Okay. Suppose Sri Ram shows up tomorrow at your house. Would you be prepared? Would you say, Lord, please don't come in with this thing with a cook here that doesn't suit you? It's not seven curry, it's a different kind of curry. Is that so? Or you don't look, we didn't take a shower yet. Right? So the point is, Shebari was prepared for the visit of Sri Ram. Because every day she would gather fresh fruits and bulbs and roots and have them there prepared, that whenever Sri Ram would come, there she's always prepared. So whenever Sri Ram suddenly, and he didn't notify her a day before or hours before, listen, prepare, I'm coming. He just simply showed up suddenly, but she was prepared. That's the point. So we always have to prepare physically and mentally and spiritually as well for that meeting with Sri Ram. So what does it take for us to meet the Lord? Premati aganaho, bhakti sadanaho, man mein laganaho to prabhu mil jayenge. With a heart overflowing with devotion like Shebari. You know, when you look at Shebari, you simply get goosebumps. Bhakti sadanaho, you see, she was overwhelmed with devotion. And of course, when she exhibits this kind of love, unconditional love for the Lord, that's what attracts Sri Ram. And that is what propelled him to make that special visit, that monumental visit to the ashram of his devotee. And Vyasji very beautifully said, you know, you don't have to be rich to meet with the Lord. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to have degrees. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to be powerful. The Lord reaches out to you regardless of what status you have. She had no status. She was the lowest of the low, she says. She herself confesses, she was very apologetic about her caste and her status. But Sri Ram overlooked all of that. What did Sri Ram say to her? Vyasa Ramodi said these words. Kaha Raghupati sunu bhamini bhatha manava ek bhakti karnata. And he calls her Bhamini.
Bhamini means, oh, most beautiful lady. That's the meaning of the word Bhamini. Oh, most beautiful lady. Now imagine Shabari, an old lady, probably hunchback, toothless, all grey. You would not see any kind of physical beauty, you know. You say Miss Universe is beautiful. This is not Miss Universe. She was Miss Universe of universes, because Sri Ram was looking straight at the heart of this devotee, not at the physical appearance. And that is how he categorizes us, he judges us. See, he defines us by what is inside here, not what is on the outside. And what he was looking for, that is what he found. And that is why, without hesitation, he ate, even though the berries were tasted, he ate with relish. Kandamul palasara se diye Ram kahaan, prema sahit prabhu ka ye, barambar bakhan. And again, he thanked Shabari. Shabari, I never tasted such delicious fruits in all my life. What he was tasting of, my dear brothers and sisters, was the sweetness of the love of the devotee. So when we offer our fruits also to the Lord, now your fruit must have that nectar of love, of pure, selfless, unconditional love. Shabari didn't say, you know, look, Ram, I'm going to feed you because. There's no because, you know, things are a little rough here. I expect your help. You're going to help me out in some way, so I'm doing this for you so you can do this for me. It was purely selfless. Selfless. So our heart was simply overflowing with love. So our Vyasi exhorts all of us tonight to be like this Shabari. All of us must identify with the qualities of this devotee. And if you can do so, my dear brothers and sisters, then you may not have a physical meeting, but a spiritual meeting. That connection will always be there between us and our beloved Lord Shri Ram. So Vyasi, I would like to commend you for such a wonderful dissertation this night from the Aranyakand of the Sri Ram Chartamanas. It's one of my favorite kathas as well, and as you said, your dad presented this to you, and you listened to it, and you loved it, and I want to acknowledge our Mataji also, who is here, your mom, Mataji. Jai Shri Ram to you, namaskar to you, and congratulations on celebrating your 90th birthday, 90, you gotta respect that. And our Mataji, our Shota, also 90 as well?
90.4.
90.4. Yeah, you see, when you turn 90 now, you gotta keep, like when you were a kid now, I'm 6.5. Yeah, when you read this age, 90.4. Well, and I must say that 90.4.
And she's still living.
Yeah, that is like, I mean, we don't know if we're gonna get there.
Now, Charlie, you should go visit her garden.
Yeah. Speaking of a garden, Vyasi, you always
Yes,
mention squash for me.
That's squash coming tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, okay. All right, so you bring on Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah. So, my dear brothers and sisters, once again, it's been a beautiful evening at Ramayana in the Park. I want to thank all of you for coming out here tonight and listen to. Don't you all feel good coming to the Ramayana in the Park every night? Don't you? Yeah. You know the different feeling altogether? The outdoors, you know, like the back home kind of feeling? Where you hear and you listen beautifully to the bhajans and to our Vyasi's narration and everything else, and you feel so filled when you leave here, you know, like you had a very good, delicious meal, right? And then you go home and, you know, you ponder the words of our Vyasi, you feel so energized and refreshed, rejuvenated, and you come back the next day again to get your fill of more Ramayana. So please come back again tomorrow evening, because tomorrow evening we're going to continue with Kishkinda Kant and the young Pandit Neeraj Ramsamaj from the Arya Spiritual Center. He'll be presenting to us, and he brings normally his musical ensemble here, and you're going to definitely treat and entertain all of us. He's a wonderful young man, very brilliant indeed. You'll certainly enjoy him. So that's tomorrow's itinerary, so please be here. And once again, may the blessings of Prabhu Shri Ram be with all of us. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
We ask my
Tonight, there's a few people I'd like to also thank.
Yes.
Cindy Singh, Joy Singh, Hardat Singh, Roy Hansraj, Uncle Harry, David Ramnath, Ina Prasad, Sumdat Chandradad, Auntie Ruby, Mani Donarine, of course, The treasurer is over here, Danji, and the assistant treasurer is Ina Prasad. We also like to thank Savi Narain, the mother of the late Kumar that passed away recently. That's Pandit Kumar. Cottage Home Care Center, MS Tax Services, Jenny and Naresh, Devo, Saras and Kim Shankar, Savitri Jaipal, Satram Dukharbajan. Of course, we'd like to also thank Top Notch Decoration, our song guy, his name is Roshan, United Party Rental, Kamla Lakshmi Narayan, that's the mother of Pandit Prakash, Olympus, Tasa Group, Val and Saroj, Farida Suknandan, Light and Bright Early Learning Center, Dr. Dan Paul, Sati and Kesh, and also Kamala Ansu. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ramanji. Also, please give the Ramayana Park Committee a nice round of applause for all the great work they're doing here year after year, hosting this event here for an entire week. Ramanji, thank you very much. I know you're. We have some donations here from Jagdish Prasad, Chandrauti Singh, and Pandit Tilak from the Sri Devi Mandir. Thank you very much. It's 9:30. I think we need to conclude now. So everyone, please stand for the arati. उसको नहीं देखा हमने कभी पर उसकी ज़रूरत क्या होगी हे माँ तेरी सूरत सी अलग भगवान की सूरत क्या होगी उसको नहीं देखा हमने कभी पर उसकी ज़रूरत क्या होगी हे माँ तेरी सूरत से अलग भगवान की सूरत क्या होगी उसको नहीं देखा हमने कभी। Give our Mother Ji a nice round of applause. We say, happy birthday, God blessing to you. And you're only 9.9 away from the big number. So I know you're going to be here for the next 9 Ramayana parts. And we celebrate your 100 and that continue as well. Aarti.
Praise the Lord, Shri Ram Chandra Bhagwan ki jai.
Yarikari cha babari cha namankari kratari cha karikari vinashanti pradakshirayi pade pade.
कीर्ति काली काललिता सिया भीते आरती श्री रामायण जी के आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति काली काललिता सिया भीते बोलो आरती श्री रामायण जी
depart from this pilgrimage tonight, O Lord, may we embody these divine qualities of Ma Sharani. May we cultivate pure, selfless love and devotion to your lotus feet. O Lord, may you dwell in every cell of our body, with our thought process, to guide us along our journey each day, to grant us your divine protection, and to escort us to the realms of ultimate liberation. To your lotus feet we serve. Om Tvameva Mata Shabhita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhutya Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Ravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Papam Papa Karma Papa Papa Sambhava Prayanam Pundarikasham Sarvapapo Hajo Hari Mantrainam Kriyahinam Bhaktinam Janadana Yatpuditam Maya Deva Paripurnam Tarastu Me Bhara Baramangaru Harasadeva Siram Bhajaru Janapari Bhakti Sarasatya Sarvasya Radharama Ki Jai Sharanam Prabhu Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Panantam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Shanti 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 Prem Shri Shri Ramachandra Bhagwan Ki Umaپति Mahadev Ki Kaun Se Bhagwan Ki Bolo Shri Sat Sanatan Dharma Ki Sanatan Dharma Ki Ramayana Park Ki Prem Shri Vyas Maharaj Ki Samsandan Ki Jai Jai Sita. So we want to acknowledge here Davina. Where's Davina? Davina is here. Davina is one of our stars of this community here. And she put together such a beautiful event at a youth concert here this past Saturday. Davina, please stand. We want to acknowledge you here tonight. We want to thank you very much for all your selfless effort and your hard work in making this youth concert another grand success. Without you, it couldn't be, you know that. So I hope you could come dance here before we conclude. Especially Saturday night. I'm going to book you for Saturday night. All right. And also we want to thank Shanta Flowers right here for providing this nice bouquet of flowers there for us. So thank you very much for your contribution. Please take your Mahaprasadam, you have to take out, and join us again tomorrow evening for Ramayana Park. Thank you very much. Jai Shri Ram.
Hello, hello, hello.
उठ जाग मुसाफिर भोर भई अब रैन कहाँ जो सोवत है उठ जाग मुसाफिर भोर भई अब रैन कहाँ जो सोवत है उठ जाग मुसाफिर भोर भई जो कर ले